Good evening. Today I am going to teach you a new poem, The Legend of the Northwest, written by Phoebe Cary. Now, this poem is based around the idea of benevolence, generosity, and kindness. So, first I will be telling you about the poet, then about the background of the poem. Of course, explanation will be done after that, and finally I will be telling you about the poetic devices. So students, let's begin the poem. So, the Legend of the Northland, written by Phoebe Cary. Now, before telling you about the poet, let me tell you first what the legend is. What is the meaning of legend? So, legend, according to the poet, according to the Oxford Dictionary, the legend is a traditional story and it is regarded as historical but not authenticated. So, what is a legend? A legend is a traditional story, sometimes popularly regarded as historical but not authenticated. In other words, we can say that legend is a plausible story of unknown origin set in the historical past but have an extraordinary past event. And it is also believed that legend pass from one generation to other. So, this poem narrates the legend of an old lady who angered Saint Peter because of her greed. This is a nice poem, and I told you this is the legend in which an old woman is there who was cursed by her greed and her indifference to charity and generosity. Saint Peter come to her house, and he is hungry. He asks for cake. What she do? Did she give him or did she not? So this we will read in this interesting legend of the Northland. Now let me tell you, before starting the background of the poem, let me tell you something about the poet. Phoebe Cary was an American poet and the younger sister of poet Alice Cary. So children, Phoebe Cary, he was an American poet and he had a younger sister of she was also a poet, and the name of her sister was Alice Cary. So both the sister, they co-published poem in 1849, and then each went on to publish volume of her own. First they co-published joint a poem which was jointly written by them, and this happened in 1849. Then afterward they each went on to publish volumes of their own. After their death in 1871, joint anthologies of the sisters, unpublished poems were also compiled. Now children, the most important thing of this poem that it is written in the style of ballad. So before, I have already tell you what is a legend, and now let me tell you what is a ballad. So, a ballad is a song narrating a story in short stanza. So, what is a ballad? Ballad is a song narrating a story in short stanza. Traditional ballads are typically of unknown authorship, having been passed on orally from one generation to the next. So, we came to know about ballad. We came to know about legend. Now, children, in this legend, I've already told you about the poet. I've already told you what is a legend, and I already told you that the style of this legend is in the form of a ballad. Now, let me tell you about the background of the poem. Well, in Northland, there lived a little woman in a cottage. Children, Northland is the northern part of the earth. Okay, all the it is very cold here. Children, many parts of the Northland, like Canada is there. Then in Europe, Norway is there. Okay, So this is a part of Northland. Lapland is there, which is which is covered with snow throughout the year. So in Northland, we have a very cold climate. Now in this Northland, there lived a little woman in a cottage. And what she used to do, she was to bake delicious cakes in the evening. Well, so this was her work. What was her work? This woman, she used to live in the Northland, and she used to bake delicious cake in the evening. Next day she used to sell it. So children, this poem is a legend of an old woman who angered Saint Peter because of her greed. And children, I told you this country is a very cold country. It is a country in the extreme north where days are short and nights are very long. So she bakes a cake, and this cake is sold to the people the next day. So this poem is a legend of an old woman who angered Saint Peter because of her greed. Now in the Northland lived an old lady, and once Saint Peter came to the door of her cottage. He had become weak with fasting and traveling. And children, why he came to came to her door? Because Saint Peter, during his sojourns, what is a sojourn? It is a temporary stay or visit around the world, reached her door, and he was very tired and hungry, as he had been preaching and had not eaten any food. So he asked her for a piece of cake. And he had also become weak with fasting and traveling. So he had asked that old lady, she was baking cake on the hearth, and he had asked her for a piece of cake. Now she was an ungenerous and close-fisted woman. Now the greedy lady made a very little cake, but even that looked too big to be given away. Now children, she thought when St. Peter asked for the cake, she was an ungenerous lady, so she therefore tried to bake a very small cake to give away. But each time she baked, she felt the cake was too big. Now children, when she made cake for the first time, when she made the cake, she felt it was too big. Then again she baked the cake, then again she felt that it was too big to give away. So finally she tried to make a paper thin cake, which also turned big in her estimation. Now she began to wonder how the cake that were meant for others seemed big to her, and those that were meant for her to eat seemed very small. Well, but then she tried. The final cake was also put on, and those that were meant for her to eat seemed very small. So finally, what she had done, she went on reducing the size of the cake. At last, she baked a thin cake which looked like a wafer. You know what is a wafer? Uh, Wafer is, we tell to that the ready-made chips which we get in the market, that is a wafer. But still she thought it too big to be given away. Now children, she baked a very small and thin cake, but finally since she was greedy, so she thought that it is too, again this cake is too big to be given away. She gave nothing to Saint Peter. She put all the cakes on the shelf. Now Saint Peter was very angry. He was provoked, and first of all he was so hungry and he was weak, and he fainted. And then children, he told her finally that she did not deserve to be a human being, nor did she deserve to live in a house and have a fire to keep her warm. He cursed her, and so out of anger he cursed her, and he changed her to a woodpecker. You know what is the meaning of woodpecker? Woodpecker is a bird. And he cursed her and said henceforth she should have to build her own house and would have to bore holes in hard dry wood to acquire the scanty food that a bird requires to survive. Now children, so that lady, she was changed into woodpecker. That the woodpecker, I think everybody know that it is a small bird who lives in the wood. Well, she went up through the chimney and flew away. She was often seen in the wood living in the trees. As cursed by St. Peter, she continued boring into hard wood for her little food. So this is the legend which is explained, which I will be discussed with you while doing the explanation. The little woman, finally what happened to her, she was turned into woodpecker, noticed by every schoolboy as she kept pecking at the wood in search of food. So children, this is the legend of the Northland. Okay, because she was punished by St. Peter as she was asked to give a single cake, and she felt that those cakes are very little, but it looked bigger to her. So she reduced again and again, reduced to size, but then also she was not able to give to St. Peter, and St. Peter was very angry. In fact, he fainted, and then finally, when he came out, when he got up, he cursed her. And children, this story is not true, it is a legend. Even the poets say, in many places you will see, in one of the places you will see that the poet is saying, I don't believe it is true. And stanza 3 is the most important stanza of the poet. It describes what it is. So first of all, it is a legend. Legend is an old story handed down from the past. It is generally of doubtful nature. So let's start the explanation part. Okay, now we will do the explanation. I will be reading a stanza, one stanza, two stanza. I will be telling you about the new words of the stanza, and finally that will be explained to you. So let's start, children. Let us start with the first stanza. Now you can see in the appetizer part what is there in the appetizer. This poem narrates the legend of an old lady who angered St. Peter because of her greed. Now let's start, children. Away, away in the Northland, where the hours of the day are few and the nights are so long in winter that they cannot sleep them through, where they harness the swift train to the sledges when it snows, and the children look like bears' cubs in their funny furry clothes. They tell them a curious story. I don't believe it is true. And yet you may learn a lesson if I tell the tale to you. Once, when the good Saint Peter lived in the world below and walked about it preaching, just as he did, he came to the door of a cottage and traveling round the earth, where a little woman was making cakes and baking them on the earth. And being faint with fasting, for the day was almost done, he asked her from her store of cake to give him a single one. Now, children, as I am reading the poem, you can see the beautiful rhyme scheme of the poem also. Please see the rhyme scheme of the poem, how I am reading the poem. So she made a very little cake, but as it baking lay, she looked at it and thought it seemed too large to give away. Therefore, she needed another and still a smaller one, but it looked when she turned it over as large as the first had done. Then she took a tiny scrap of dough and rolled it flat and baked it thin as a wafer, but she couldn't part with that. For she said, my cakes that seems too small, when I eat of them myself, are yet too large to give away. So she put them on the shelf. Then good St. Peter grew angry, for he was hungry and faint, and surely such a woman was enough to provoke a saint. And he said, you are far too selfish to delve in a human form, to have both food and shelter and fire to keep you warm. Now you shall build as the birds do, and shall get your scanty food by boring and boring and boring all day in the hard dry woods. Then up she went through the chimney, never speaking a word, And out of the top flew a woodpecker, for she was changed to a bird. She had a scarlet cap on her head, and that was left the same, but all the rest of her clothes were burned black as a coal in the flame. And every country schoolboy has seen her in the wood where she lives in the trees till this very day, boring and boring for food. Now, children, you can see that something is written about the ballad also. A ballad is a song narrating a story in short stanzas. Ballads are a part of folk culture or popular culture and are passed on orally from one generation to the next. Now, this is very important. It is passed from orally from one generation to the next. A Legend of the North Wind is a ballad. And children, Saint Peter, he is an apostle of Christ, Jesus Christ. Okay, so now I will be explaining you the poem. So in the first story, the poet introduced the place from where the story is derived, from where the story is taken. Away, away in the northland, where the hours of the day are few, and the nights are so long in winter that they cannot sleep them through. Now, the poet is telling about the scene of the story. Now, away, away means remote region of the north. Now, far away from the northland also. That region is full of remote, and where the hours of the day are few. That means they are having long hours. During the winter, the nights are very long in that place. So the scene of the legend is the Northland. It is a far off place in the north. In winter, it is always snowing. Here, days are short and nights are quite long. So, the hours of the day here are few and the nights are so long in Northland. It means in the polar region, like the Northland, the nights are longer, the days are shorter. Therefore, they have few hours during the day. Why can't and here the people can't sleep through the long night? Why? Because the nights are too long. The people of Northland can't sleep for such long hours during the winter night. So I have finished with the first stanza. In the first stanza, the poet introduced the place from where the story is derived. It is Northland, and he told that the days are short and the nights are long in winter, but it is difficult to sleep for so many hours in the dark throughout the night. So with this, I explained about the first paragraph. Now second, where they harness the swift reindeer to the sledges when it snows, and the children look like bears cub in their funny furry clothes. Now children, I think you must all have heard about Santa Claus. This Northlands, it is near Lapland and Finland. So from here only, from the Lapland, I think Santa Claus originate from Lapland only. He start his journey. He begin his journey from Lapland only. So this is a place near. These are the place of the Northland, where they harness the swift reindeer to the sledges when it snow, and the children look like bears cub in their funny furry clothes. So now I will tell you. I will tell you about the meaning of the new verse of the second stanza. So here, harness means harness. You can see it. Harness means fastening of a reindeer to a sledge. Everybody know that Santa comes in a sledge tied with the reindeers and they pull the sledge. So harness means fastening of reindeer to a sledge. Swift. Swift here means fast, to move fast. And of course, Reindeer is a small reindeer is an animal found in the polar region. It's just like deer. So reindeer is a animal which is found in the polar region. Then sledges. Sledges is a kind of wheelless cart drawn on snow. Bear's cub, that means small little ones of the bear, the small babies of the bear. Here funny means strange, and furry cloth is, this furry cloth means it is made from the clothes which is made from the fur of the animal. So children, I will be telling you where they harness the swift reindeer. Now children, the people of the Northland. The people of the Northland harness the swift reindeer to the sledge. In these areas, reindeer is used to pull the wheelless cart. It pulls the sledges on the snow. Now, I've told you what is a sledge. Sledge is a wheelless cart and it is used in the polar region like the Northland. It is generally pulled by reindeers on the snow. So, where it is generally used, this is used generally on the snow, and this is pulled by reindeer. Well children, here it is said, and the children look like bear's cub. Now children, the children of the Northland look like the bear's cub. Cub means babies of the bear. They look so because they wear funny furry dresses. Furry dresses, the dresses which is made of fur. So children, with this I have explained the second stanza also. Now children, in the Northland, the sledges are drawn by the reindeer. Children look like bear cubs, and because they put the furry clothes, and they exactly look as if they are the cubs of the bear. They look funny also. Now I'm going to read the third stanza. They tell them a curious story. So I'm going to read the third stanza here. They tell them a curious story. I don't believe it is true. Now this is very important line. This line is very important. I don't believe it is true, and yet you may learn a lesson if I tell the tale to you. Now curious is a strange here. Curious is strange, and learn a lesson. That means we what moral lesson this thing in this poem has taught us. And children, you can see there are two words here, tell and tale. So tell means to tell something, but tale means a story. So children, the poet call it a curious or a strange story. Now children, here the poet I told you this line is very important. The second line, I don't believe it's true. That means the poet is telling a story about Saint Peter, and he is telling about the legend of an old lady who makes Saint Peter very angry, and he cursed Saint Peter is so angry that he curses her to be a bird. So this story is a very popular ballad in the Northland, but then the poet is telling it may not be true. You can read the line. I don't believe tis true. Tis means it is. That means this story, this ballad, this legend which he is discussing here, this is not a true legend. And what happened in this lesson, this tale in this, basically this tale is about the Saint Peter when he got angry and he changed the lady into a bird. Which bird? Woodpecker. So this poem is a popular legend, and it is not based on true facts. And how do we know that this is not based by true fact? Because it is in the line second, it is written clearly here, I don't believe it is true. Clearly clears this point. What lesson does the tale gives to you? Now children, the tale conveys an important lesson or message. And children, what is the message it tells? That greed is not a good thing. It kills human values in us. Greedy person like the old lady are always punished in the end. So this is the tale which is told by the poet. There is a message behind it. And what is the message? That it is the greedy person like an old lady were always punished in the end. And greed is a great vice, vice, that is, it is not a good, it is not a good character of a person to be greedy. It kills human values in us. Now I am going to read the fourth stanza. Once, when the good Saint Peter lived in the world below and walked about it preaching just as he did, you know. Now, children, now from here, now the legend is starting. So, Saint Peter, it is believed, first of all, let me tell you who is Saint Peter. Saint Peter is considered as the apostle of Jesus Christ. He is a great saint of Christians, and he lived in the world below. World below means it is believed that he is living in the world below. World below means he lives below the earth, and walked about it preaching. What is the meaning of preaching? Giving sermons. So he is walking and he is giving sermons to the human being just as he did, you know. And it is not a new thing for him. Generally he used to come to the earth and he used to preach the people of the earth. This was generally it was done by him. So it is believed Saint Peter is not alive today, but he is in the heaven. But when the good Saint Peter lived in the world below, okay, and he came to the earth for preaching. And it is believed that Saint Peter is an apostle of Christ. His mission was to preach the teaching of Christ. What was his mission, children? Among the people, what he used to do? He used to do the teaching of Christ. For this purpose, he used to travel far and wide. Saint Peter was a missionary. He walked about different places and preached the teaching of Christ. Now, so children, here we come to know in the third stanza that our legend is start here, and it is starting with Saint Peter. Who is Saint Peter? He is the apostle of Christ, and he comes to earth for the preaching. So the poet informs how the elders tell their children a strange and curious story. Although the poet doesn't believe the story, as a child, she feels she should narrate the story. Why? Because nonetheless, as this story had a good message for her. And children, now the story begins. Now the legend begins here, and she begins to tell the story. Once Saint Peter lived on earth, he traveled around the world preaching the words of God. Now I am going to read stanza 5. He came to the door of a cottage, and travelling round the earth, where a little woman was making cake and baking them on the hearth. So children, I am going to explain you about stanza 5. First I will tell you about some new word meaning, like baking. Baking is a cooking in an oven, and hearth is a type of furnace, it's a type of stove. So here Saint Peter is traveling around the earth because he was an apostle of of Christ, and his mission was to preach the teaching of Christ. That's why he is coming to the northland, because he wanted to preach the people there the preaching of Christ. And sometime he have to complete his mission, he had to travel round the earth. Well, when he was traveling at that day, he came to the at the end of the day, he came to the door of a cottage, and he saw a little woman was baking cake. So, and he was hungry, so he thought he would ask for some food from there, and he will get a cake. Now children, since the time of the video is over, so from next video I will be teaching the remaining part of the poem. And this poem is really very interesting. We are curious to know what happened, did he get the food or not. So all this thing we will come to know in my next video. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.